My name is Aram, my pronouns are he, him, and welcome to Rise of the Demigods. Rise takes place just before the breaking of the world, when the old gods sought to bolster their claim on Calgun by siring demigod offspring to rule it. Their divine children laid waste to whole continents in their name, and many mortals of the realms grew to despise them. Coalitions were formed and armies marched upon their divine creators, slaughtering many of the demigods and threatening the rule of the gods themselves. Desperate to halt this erosion, the old gods called a council to deal with the demigod issue once and for all. It was decreed that each god was allowed to claim 3 demigod offspring. Those who were born on claim must prove their worth through training and trials in the divine halls and magical valleys of the Temple of Udea. Our story begins with 4 such young demigods, ripped from their homes and families by seekers who work for the temple. For more about our story, including pre-orders for the Rise of the Demigods book, head over to demigodsfall.com and follow us on Twitter at Demigodsfall.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie Wilkes. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am playing Astrid Elvea, the Wild Elf Ranger Scout.
Hi, my name is Arvi, and my pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Janus de Cassiel, who is an Aasimar bard.
Hi, my name is Joey, or Gnome, and I go by he, his, him pronouns, you know, the masculine pronouns, and I will be playing Theodore, who is a Gnome Eldritch Knight.
Hi, my name is Nikki. My pronouns are they, them, or him, his, and I am playing Saint Barb, the human monk. The human monk. The only human monk ever to exist.
So I take my Zithir out.
Excellent.
All right, what am I doing?
Well, you are... There's no, to use a pun, secrets here. We all know who each other is, and you, my friend, are the demigod of secrets.
I thought it was fashion. I thought it was t-shirts.
He told us it was fashion.
He told us it was t-shirts.
Am I?
He told us it was t-shirts. So this is what I need from you. Tell me 3 secrets from your fellow students.
Okay. So I close my eyes, and I'm going to concentrate on my 3 roommates.
Yeah.
And so I haven't had my ability manifest
Not yet. Yeah.
So I'm going to have it manifest, or think of something that might manifest it. And so it would look, my little third eye on my forehead starts to glow a little bit, and black tendrils. This is to so to anybody else in the crowd, they wouldn't see this. They just see see like my forehead just glowing a little bit.
Right.
I would have ran.
And then to the 3 of them,
Yeah.
you see like black and purple tendrils kind of just slither out of my forehead and go right to your heads.
Mm-hmm.
So and they connect all of you.
Can I dodge?
Yeah,
can I?
Yeah. I try to slice with my sword at it.
As you like move and the tendrils don't quite get, and you kind of like get in the way, Archon Dema puts 2 fingers on his shoulder, and they just brighten and fire right into your foreheads. What is one thing you would all think of right away if someone said, "What is your secret?"
I'm a girl.
That's such a good one.
He's freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
My whole plan to break out of this place
face. Which
Really detailed?
Which, yeah, right now you're seeing like ways that I can use the chest and put myself in it so that no one else has access to it, and throw tablets onto the other side of the whole premise in order to get like a distraction over there to make all the alerts go off. And there's just like this whole scheme of trying to break out and report this place.
You look at that picture of the guy in It's Always Sunny with the red lines around
Yeah. That's amazing.
So ornate.
That's what you see. What do you say?
So, I can also talk to them, and they can talk to me, right?
Now, you never knew you could, but as he puts 2 fingers on your shoulder, you can hear them and realize that they can hear you.
All right. Hey guys, I'm gonna say whatever it is you want me to say. So tell me something, and it doesn't have to be what you were thinking initially.
What the fuck is going on?
Just trust me on this. I know it's weird, but we can all listen to each other and hear each other through me. And you can talk to me. It's okay.
Tell them I like bones.
Tell them no. Tell them this isn't my natural hair color.
Okay.
I don't know. Like Theodore's like legit freaking out though, because now somebody knows, and it's just like,
Theodore, where do you come from? What do you do? Quickly.
I am a soldier from Rizan.
Perfect, thank you. I say, Astrid's a natural blonde.
That's the streak. I covered up all the
Malvorn looks like, I don't think so.
Okay, bitch.
Saint Barb likes bones.
How did you know?
And Theodore comes from a long line of soldiers.
Medina leans back. Lies. Lies. These were not your secrets. But they were clever. But they were not your secrets.
I disconnect from all of them.
Yeah. And, you know, Archon Dima kind of looks over at her for the second time, interrupting his class. And turns back. That was fine. Thank you, Jonas. Please have a seat. All right. You got out of that one.
Barely.
Yep. Vrock and the what are they called?
Goliath.
Yes, thank you. The Goliath stands up, and he is big even for a Goliath. He is both tall and giant. Just you would look at him like this could be possibly a hill giant. That's how large this guy is. And he goes walking towards the center, and Archon Dima puts 2 fingers on his chest. While you have not shown what you can do, we know who you are. So, get in the water, demigod of waterfalls. And he climbs in, and Archon Dima waves his hand, and waves began to crash into him. And he's big, and he's able to hold his ground, but he's losing ground and being shoved backwards. Think who you are. Focus on who you are. Let yourself go with your divinity. Let it flow through you. And so Varrock looks over and nods and relaxes as the next wave comes in and just gets nailed and just swept right out. And he's coughing and sputtering because he can't swim. So he's trying and going, and he's like, no, just relax. Wendell. And Wendell like pops up and opens his pouches, and the otters dive out, and he dives into the water. And Wendell is so fast in the water and quickly collects the Goliath, and they all drag him sputtering and coughing back and onto the land. That was fine. Varrock, have a seat. And he goes and has a seat. Looks a little down and bummed.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't quite able to do it.
He's
Tula.
like the only one so far.
He's the only one who's failed. Yeah, basically. Tula. And the half-orc stands up, and she kind of looks at everyone with like a challenging glare, right? Like, I belong here, and I don't know about the rest of you. And stomps into the middle. And then there's a smile that comes over Archon Dima's face. He's like, this is going to be fun. And he pulls out his staff. He's like, avoid me. And she instantly goes into like, okay, I'm ready. And he starts hurling ice daggers and flipping around and coming in with his staff. And all she's doing is dancing around. She is so nimble and quick and just skilled. And she's like barely dodging ice daggers as they're coming in. All she's doing is defense the whole time. And they spar for like 3 minutes and he never touches her. And finally he stops. He nods. She nods back. Have a seat. And her challenge is over.
She's cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay. And after that is going to be Saint Barb.
No.
You can do it, St. Barb.
You got it.
You got this.
Go, Bob.
I'll take the clock.
Funny, but not an option. Please stand here
Okay.
and fight this. And he waves to the side, and a giant block of ice rises out of the water right at the edge. And inside this block of ice is a Minotaur, but it's a skeleton, and the ice is melting really rapidly, and then all of a sudden it bursts out, and there's this bone skeleton coming straight towards you. Sorry, bone Minotaur.
As opposed to another type of skeleton.
Right, right. As opposed to all those mercury skeletons, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Those are the worst. No, they really are.
Okay. I will hold my big bone right out in front of me. And it's like a huge. I should be calling it a huge bone.
It's a huge bone.
It's a huge bone.
It's a giant bone.
And I.
It's not going to get old.
Come on, everybody.
It will never
That's
get
why
old.
we're doing this
We are
podcast.
We're all
children.
5 years old.
That's why we're doing this,
Yeah.
so we can only make bone jokes.
Yeah,
You
100%.
need to insert like nice whispers every time you say the word bone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, is it like a femur?
I mean,
The art of it kind
Yeah,
of
it looks like a
yeah,
femur.
I would say it's like a giant femur.
So
yeah.
I stand up the large femur.
Yeah.
And kind of like let it stand out in front of me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna wait for it to charge until it gets like right next to me. I'm gonna try to kick the femur at it.
Right. Just hurl the bone at it.
Pretty
right?
much.
Okay. I would like you to roll to hit.
Lord. 13.
13. Okay. So you kick this bone forward. It kind of bounces off the thing's chest and then comes back to you. And like maybe it like chipped a bone a bit, but I mean like roll damage.
Thanks.
So, but yeah.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah. Like I guess what is the damage for it? It's a quarterstaff.
Yeah, 1d6.
I say use both hands, so go ahead and roll a die 8.
Cool.
Yeah.
Both hands to kick. I like it.
I don't know. Both hands and a foot? I don't know. It adds up.
Oh, wait, you said d8?
Yeah, D8 plus your strength.
So generous. Strength? Can I use dex instead?
Monks and stacks,
Yes, you can. Sorry. Yes, you can.
Ooh, max damage.
Wow.
Boy,
All
12.
right.
That's a solid 12. That's a big, stronger kick.
You kicked that a hell of a lot harder than you expected to kick it.
It's not like a
Yeah,
kick, yeah.
it slams into the thing's chest, it shatters its breastplate. It kind of like caves in, and there's like this weird groan that escapes from it. And the bone bounces back and thunk right into your hand.
And out of an act of nervous adrenaline, I'm going to rush up and use my bonus action to do an unarmed strike.
Nice.
You know what I do?
What's
it
that?
comes back,
Yeah.
but it like I catch it under my feet and I escape. No. That's too much. That's too much. Yeah, I'm just gonna do unarmed strike.
Nice.
That is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
And then that will be 7 points of damage.
Describe your action.
So yeah, I after I kick it, I'm kind of following the kick as well. You
Yeah.
know, I kick and then run. And after it gets like knocked back, I catch it and then I catch it with my left, and then with the other arm, just try to do my whole. I can't say fist business because I'm already saying bone and
Right.
I'm saying fist business.
Bone down with your fist business. Yep. So
I'm gonna bone down
Yep.
with my fist business.
Yep.
Yeah, just start it. Just start it.
as
Do
you
it.
make that
It's
fist
yours.
bone, forms around you, kind of rips out from your own skin and forms
my
to
own
this.
bones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's like a boxing glove of bone around you now.
And I slam into it. I'm screaming the whole time, a bit out of like light fear of like, oh God.
Barb is a grandmother. But oh, no.
Oh dear!
Oh Lord. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And you just crack that thing in the face, just right between the eyes, and you hear bone crunch, and its whole like right orbital eye socket just shatters, right? And it is looking bad, really bad. It stumbles backwards, but then its one good eye looks up at you, and it roars, and it just takes a swing at you. It doesn't have any weapons. It just takes a punch, and it swings wildly over you. What do you do?
I go into my crawl position. I quickly, it's almost like a jump, except I'm doing no vertical air. I just like release my legs and try to fall prone as fast
That's
as
almost
possible.
like a jump. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's a downwards jump.
Yeah. Right.
A death drop.
And,
Say Barb death drops.
Oh my gosh.
do you strike?
Oh yeah. I was describing the dodge,
Totally.
if I may.
No, that was perfect.
Yeah. And from there, I'll try to sweep the legs with the quarterstaff.
Excellent.
With the big old femur. 20 to hit.
That's definitely gonna hit.
Love monks.
I know, me too.
Max damage again.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
So we found our main
Yeah,
DPS.
you're-
That's
Yeah.
deep.
You're
Yeah.
another
Another
tank.
12. Yeah, and so I just I'm low.
Yeah.
I'm in my tummy time attack position, and I take the quarterstaff and just try to do a huge sweep with it, knock it on his booty.
You shatter the right knee. Just blast right through it. The entire creature collapses onto its side, and when it hits the ground, it just shatters into bone and scatters everywhere.
I'm gonna go for the largest chunk I see and do a just in case.
That would
'cause
be
I'm
the
still,
skull.
I'm still
Yeah.
still kind of freaking out.
Hit it.
And I'm like, oh God. 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Oh, that's minimum. That's only 5 damage.
Doesn't matter. You I guess bring an elbow down on
Yeah,
the skull or
I'm
something.
kind of just like now. I'm like, oh geez, God.
It shatters, and any animation or life or force that was within it is gone. And you know it's gone right away. You can feel it leave the bones. And it's defeated.
Cool. I'm still kind of like trying to crush up as many pieces as I find,
Right.
and I yell out, "Tell me when I'm done."
Archon Dima is standing there, and he looks stunned. He looks absolutely floored, like, holy shit. You're done. You're done. Well done.
Okay.
Good job, St. Barb.
Okay.
Very good job.
Astrid cheers, goes, yeah, Bob!
You can just call me Barb.
Yeah.
Saint's honorific. I didn't choose it.
A couple of the others kind of are looking at each other like they didn't expect St. Barb to be such a threat, or to be quite so good. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Please take a seat.
I walk back and I
You're the tank,
You
Bob.
did so well.
I pass whoever the clock one was,
Yeah.
and I say, just imagine what I can do to clocks.
Demrin looks back up at you and just narrows her eyes and then looks back forward. Zendar, please come forward. The tiefling stands
Oh,
up,
I forgot about this guy.
walks to the front and stands and closes his hands and looks like he's focusing quite a lot. And Dima just waves his hands, and this like a circle of glass rises up around Zendar, and then it's just filled with light. Like the whole wall, like the walls glow with light, the floor glows with light, the ceiling glows like he is bathed in light to where there are no shadows whatsoever. And he just looks at him and is like, "Good luck getting out. Go ahead." Zendar kind of looks to left and right, and you see his hands go out, right? And there's like maybe a little bit of shadow around the edges and webbing of his hands, but they can't extend past. There's light everywhere, and whatever he's trying to do, he can't seem to do it. So he's frustrated for a moment, and then closes his eyes, folds his hands over each other, opens his vest, and kind of wraps them in until there's a pocket of shadow. And as soon as there is, his eyes open, blazing with shadow, and just fires a hand to the side, and a bolt, like a solid bolt of shadow, fires into the glass wall, shattering it, and it all comes down in a cascade around him. He puts his hands back down, and he walks to his seat before anyone even tells him to. Okay, well done, Zendar. Susomu and the Yanti?
Yanti
right?
pure blood.
Yeah, she kind of stands up and slithers over because she's half steak, right?
Yes.
So she slithers over.
Does she have legs?
No. So did I not describe that? I'm sorry.
Well, you said snake-like.
yeah, sorry.
And Yantis can be a huge
They
range.
can be a huge range. No, she has the full
Like
snake
full like
body.
Medusa
she's
realness.
Yeah.
Like the bottom.
Yeah, so like
Like a mermaid.
Snake
Yeah,
mermaid.
like a
right,
mermaid.
like a mermaid, but terrifying. Well, I guess a mermaid's kind of terrifying
A
no matter
snake
what.
maid.
A snake maid.
Snake maid.
Wow. Yep.
That's her band name.
Yep. That is exactly what she is.
Snake maid.
All right.
Maiden snake.
Susomu, you are the demigod of obedience.
I thought it was going to be snakes.
Right. Wouldn't that
Does
be
Barb
acceptable?
actually say that?
Yeah.
Right.
Astrid goes, me too.
Yeah. Malvorn, Zendar, Astrid. Stand up, please.
Why?
Just please stand up.
I'm gonna wait till the other two stand up.
Yeah, so yeah, they do. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll do it if they
Yeah.
do it.
All right.
Who else was
Susomu,
it? It was Malvorn and who else?
Malvorn, you,
Zendar.
and Zendar.
Oh
So
no.
Jerk Boy and Shadow Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jerk Boy
Okay.
and Shadow Man and me.
Yep.
The cocky idiots.
You have a very simple task. Get them to sit down. And Susomu kind of like begins to like slide back and forth, just kind of looking at you one by one. And she turns to you first. Would you like to sit down?
See, I want to say yes, but I think the test means I have to say no.
Turns to Zendar. Would you care to sit down? And Zendar doesn't say a word, just stares right back at her. Malvorn, would you care to sit down? And Malvorn looks back at her. Sure. But you owe me a favor. And she nods, and Malvorn sits down. She snakes back over to you. I guess we'll have to do this the hard way.
You didn't tell me that was even the second option.
And her eyes begin to like dance, and there's this weird, like, you feel confused looking at her.
Yeah.
I would like you to roll a will save. No, not a will save. I would like you to roll a wisdom save.
I'm good at I'm very wise, technically. Oh, that's natural one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm so wise. Yeah. So in your head, you're like, I can do this. I am
wise.
incredibly wise, and I have a strong mental fortitude. And all of a
Does my
sudden,
brain melt out of my ear?
no. As you're thinking this, you just realize you're sitting. You've sat down and
You've
have,
been sitting this whole time.
Damn it.
yeah, exactly. And then she smiles and slides back over to Zendar,
Natural one.
gets up close to him.
God.
Would you like to do it the hard way? Always. And Zendar
This is Malvorn, right?
Zendar stares right back, and you can see a couple beads of sweat on his forehead, but he doesn't sit down. She kind of looks a little frustrated. She kind of looks to the left and looks to the right. What do you want? And Zendar says, nothing from you, and just stands there. And Susomu puts her hands up. All right, have a seat. And Zendar waits until Susomu comes back and sits, and then he sits down.
Is that a fail?
Yeah, I
I
lean
thought-
over.
That's a
I lean over.
fail.
I'm like, I can't tell if that was a fail because he technically.
That was a
didn't sit
fail.
down.
She gave up so easily.
Well, I mean, she wasn't sure what else to do, and she's.
I thought that was Malvorn. I thought Malvorn stayed standing.
Oh no,
Malvorn
no,
got
no!
the favor.
Malvorn
Yeah.
made a
I
deal.
thought that was Zendar got the favor.
Yeah, no. Malvorn made a deal. Malvorn was like, "What can I get from this?"
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was
he.
opposite.
Yeah, he more valued. He's always playing the long game, so he more valued that than he valued this. Zendar's just really stubborn and would not give any quarter unless he was made to. Kree. The Crocker stands up, feathers flying out, and walks to the center. And he is magnificent. Like he is the most colorful Kree you've ever seen. Like, think if a Kree was a parrot. with all these flowing colors and everything out. Just gorgeous. Walks to the center, kind of turns and faces all of you. And Archon Dima walks to the center, holds out a hand, and builds this glass prism. And says, okay, focus. Make us a laser. And Kree puts out his hands and digs claws into
I whisper,
this.
what the hell is a laser?
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Just digs claws into this ice pillar and begins to focus light from his palms. And the light begins to build and build inside. And as it does, it begins to melt. And Archon Dima puts his hand on it and begins to refreeze it and reform it. And the light builds and builds. And both of them are looking to be struggling. Okay, so Archon Dima's got both hands up now, and he is focused. He is much more focused than he seemed on anything. There's nothing casual about this. He is desperately trying to contain what's being built now. The light has grown so much that it's erupting out of the top of it. This column, this pure beam of light that you can barely even look at. It strikes the ceiling, cuts through it. Rocks are falling, things are cracking, and finally Archon was like, enough! Enough! And Kree stands back, and the whole thing shatters and collapses in front of you. That was well done, Kree. Please take a seat. And there's a hole in the ceiling, and there's been damage done to the temple. Yeah, absolutely. So,
Awesome.
yeah,
A laser?
yeah,
It does.
that is a
It's
laser.
so colorful.
So colorful, so bright and cheery.
It's a
Yes.
rainbow.
Theodore,
Sir?
please come forward.
Yes, sir.
You got it.
No. Walk up.
Waves an arm, and a suit of armor, one of the ones that was built by Zali. Was it Zali? Nope, that's wrong. One of the ones that was built by
Zali?
Zali.
That was
right,
Zali.
Sorry.
Yeah,
He's
so that
valuable.
was the
I mean,
awesome one.
Yeah.
They went away.
Yeah, right. So one of the suits of armor that was built by Zali just animates and starts clanking towards you. Good luck.
Okay. And I'll quickly shift my shield around, make sure it's locked in place, pull out my sword, and kind of stand defensively, kind of waiting, gauging the movements of it.
Do you crate your sword or do you pull out your sword?
I pull out my sword.
All right, excellent.
It's not a natural movement.
Roll initiative.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to see it.
I'm gonna try to see it. That's 13.
Okay, the suit of armor is faster than you thought it was, and it's upon you. 19's going to hit you, I imagine.
Yep. 19
All right.
is AC.
Lord.
Oh,
You
wow,
are
it's
struck
high.
across the face, and you take 3 points of damage. Kind of rocked to the side.
All right.
First blood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and with that momentum, just kind of swing upwards with my long sword.
Nice. Roll to hit.
That is really hard to see. That's a 3. So
Yeah.
that's a no.
No, it just bounces off the armor. It's really good armor. Doesn't seem like this is going to be effective. Takes a swing back at you, and just misses, kind of glances off your shoulder. But it's a heavy hit. There's strength behind this thing.
All right. I'm gonna kind of eye it and just trying to find some weak points. Is it pure metal?
Yeah, it's just basically armor, and where the joints would be is just open. It's just floating.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like in Scooby-Doo too.
Do not be afraid of your powers. It's like a Scooby-Doo, exactly.
Like in Scooby-Doo too.
all
Just
my,
like
all
they
my
said in
games.
Scooby-Doo.
Yep, just
I
like
love
in Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo too, so unironically. That means you're Daphne. we're all Velma.
Theodore hears it, but is gonna try to take his sword and shift it through any joint in the armor so
Sure.
he can get around it.
Sure.
And try to weight it down
Okay.
so it's on the ground.
Roll to hit.
Not.
You need to throw that out.
Yeah. Thanks, Gil. That really is. That's a Gil die. That's a 9.
Yeah, you're just not able to get through the armor. It's too finely crafted. The weak points are too well guarded. It swings at you again and misses.
stubborn little bastard.
Yep.
I'm going to try the maneuver again, but this time really like full on. Like I see where a hole is, and I'm like, no, I'm going to do this without having to resort to anything else.
Okay.
That is a 19 plus 5.
That is going to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That is a 6, 9.
Nice. So you definitely like pry out some of the chain links or whatever, right? And like
Yeah.
rip some of them out. And you also get locked in and you're trying to weigh it down. So I would like a grapple check.
Okay. Which is strength, right?
Yep.
That's a 19 plus
Oh,
whatever my stuff is.
yeah.
5 is plus 5 with the athletics.
Wow, you are able to overwhelm. So you like it fights you. It's really strong, and like you start to come up off your feet, but you're able to kind of throw your weight on top of it. It crashes down on its back, and you're on top of it right now.
Yeah, basically, like I want to lock the sword like into the ground so that it's the one arm's pinned.
Yeah.
And using my body with the shield,
Yeah.
pin the other arm joint. So we're not moving. We are stuck, but we aren't moving.
And its next roll is a 2. Yeah, you're able to basically pin it, and Archon Demon looks a little surprised, a little disappointed, but he's like, yeah, but you succeeded in the task. And he waves his hand, and the whole thing just like falls apart into pieces of armor underneath you. Have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Go to your door.
Slugs. And the goblin kind of pops up. It's like, yeah, and like does a little crawl thing out. Like doesn't really walk. Kind of like does the whole kind of like hands and feet thing all the time, and kind of just like goes right out.
Slugs is our new best friend.
Yep. Slugs, I want you to go up there, and points to this overhang, right? And there's another flower that has grown on this overhang. Not quite as tall as the other one, but it's underneath and like growing straight down. So you have to kind of crawl upside down. Slugs, get that flower, please. Yes. And runs up the wall, upside down, doesn't slow down at all, right? Gently picks the flower, and as soon as Slugs picks the flower, a huge spider wraps around, sinks arms and legs into him, and drags him over the top and into the darkness.
Bye-bye, slugs.
And then there's just silence.
Can we do stuff?
Do any of you like react?
I say, Luna, can you get to him?
And Luna starts to get up, and Archon Demon, do not interrupt. He's fine. And it looks like he's not so sure if he's fine, right?
Are you sure?
Yeah. And then a moment later, you just hear like some skittering, and Slugs comes bursting out, and there's a giant spider with him, and they all kind of roll, and the spider rolls into his lap, and he's scritching the spider's belly, and little spider's legs are going.
I hate this.
It's like, yay! And he just kind of, like pats the spider on the head, waves goodbye, and the spider crawls back into the darkness, and he comes skittering back down with the flower in his teeth, and runs up to Archon Dima and presents him with a flower.
How adorable.
I love
Well
him.
done.
He's my son. My biological dumb gross
I
son.
thought it was going to be slugs. Does anyone else feel like they're bad at this?
The bad and picking what we
Guessing.
do. Yeah.
You all have done well for your first
that
day.
one guy. I feel bad. I mean, waterfalls,
I think
really.
2 people failed, right?
2 people. Well, Varrock failed badly.
Yeah.
Varrock failed really badly and looks pretty down about it.
That's the bad
Susamu's like, 2 out of 3.
Keep an eye on him as the bad guy.
Yeah, right.
The bad guy.
It's the motivation to be a villain.
Yeah,
The red herring is the
Uh-huh.
douchebag
Is the
boy.
douchebag.
yeah, right. Yeah. So he's like, listen, you have all done well. It's been a very long day. Return to your rooms, and we'll see you for dinner.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
And at this point, you're allowed to walk around. So you're brought to the, you can just walk on your own.
I want to go to slugs.
Okay. Slugs is like getting ready to go with his group, which, by the way, is Susamu, Kree, and Zendar.
That is a squad of people.
Yeah.
Wait, so Pretty Bird,
Yeah.
Shadow Man.
Yep.
Who's
The
And the
Yuan
snake?
The snake,
Yeah.
the snake, the
Wowza.
bird, and the tiefling and the goblin. That's
Yeah.
kind of
That's a
like
cool group.
profiling. Like that whole people,
Right?
all the non like
All the-
human people are humanoid
The
people.
I walk up and I'm like,
humanoids.
fuck me as a human, am I right?
And Slugs does not get the joke, but is very happy to see you. Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
I was surprised, but I really like how you crawl.
Well, it's what I do.
Great.
It's Slugs from Long Island.
I like your boat.
Thanks.
So big. It's cool.
Yeah. Not on purpose.
No,
well,
but
I
it's
mean,
amazing. Like, oh. I think he coughs, right? And a spider comes out. Oh.
all right. Anyway, just want to say hi. Cool snake, cool bird, cool shadows, and I turn around. And say,
They all
"So
kind of
on my
nod.
way."
Yeah, and there's, oh, that was a nice thing for him to say. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah. All right. Excellent. Anyone else?
Can I talk to Zoe?
Zoe.
Zoe.
Zali?
Oh,
Zali?
yes, absolutely. So,
Day
yeah,
Chanel.
Zali's getting ready to
Zoe
go
Deschanel.
back.
Yeah,
Zoe Deschanel, please.
Yep. And Zali is, hang on, let me figure this out. Okay, so Zali, Varrock, Malvor, and Demrin are all in a house.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and she's like getting up and, yeah, turns to you.
Hey, I'm Theodore, and what you did was amazing.
Oh, well, what? Yeah, thank you.
Do you always make armor and weapons and
That seems to be it. Yes, armor and weapons.
that's incredible.
It's helpful.
Absolutely.
Yes, but they're not. And she like makes, you know, like this really finely crafted short sword, and then flips around the hilt to you. They're not permanent. I have to focus, especially when they're not with me. If I lose focus, and she does, and she likes, it just vanishes into silver dust that then vanishes into nothing.
Wow. That's still incredible.
I can form up to 5 at once. I'm trying for more. And 5 is hard. Really, 3 seems to be what I can do. But yes, I found it quite useful.
Yeah, there's so many things you could do with that.
There's many, and she like forms a bow, and as she pulls back the bow string, an arrow forms in it, and she lets it go, and it strikes a wall, and then vanishes into dust as soon as it hits.
But there's still a mark where the wall is?
Yeah, absolutely. She's still hit.
That is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
Well, all right. I mean, well, listen. And she like shooks over at her group, and her group's kind of like, "Come on." And she's like, "I'll see you at dinner."
Yeah, of course.
Is everyone leaving?
Bye, Theodore. Yeah, they're all kind of leaving in their own groups back
Who
to their
was
dorms.
the clock kid?
Okay, that was a dwarf named Demrin.
She's different.
Yeah.
She's in the group Zali's in.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna
Sure.
keep an eye. I'm gonna clock that kid.
And the last group, that's not you guys, is Ballora, Wendell, Kailu, and Tula. They're all in a group. All right. So go.
Tula?
Tula was, well, she was the one flipping all around.
Half
Yeah,
orc
the-
that
like,
dances.
the
Yeah,
dancer.
they didn't
Like-
say what she is, but she is the demigod of acrobatics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So you
Not
guys,
like dance parties or anything like that.
right? Yeah, the demigod of getting down.
Yes.
Then we got a partying.
Are you guys heading back to your room?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, what else is it to do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then you head back to your rooms. It is tiring. You're going. They're going to call you for dinner in like an hour. So you have an hour just to decompress, basically.
Janice,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for what you saw
What do you mean?
when you were in my head.
Oh, don't worry about it.
It's not that I want to leave you. It's that I don't think that it's right what they're doing here.
I agree, but I'm willing to stick around and find out a few more things.
That's great.
You guys are having this talk in the hallway. You know, walking up, right? Right
Sure.
to your
Yeah,
room.
to our room.
So you come around a corner. The door's open, and in your room is a cat.
A cat?
There's just a cat. What
does Luna do?
A tabby cat. There's
A tabby cat.
Yeah, there's
Real quick,
Yeah.
Barbara opens the door, sees the cat, closes the door. Just please don't tell anyone.
What's
Great.
what's in there?
Oh, no, I was talking about what you saw in my head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm about to show you a cat, though. I don't know any more than you do, though.
Oh, okay. Let's see it.
And cat.
No, and there is I'm sorry, a calico cat. Pardon me. A calico cat just
Okay.
splayed out on
Oh,
the
lovely.
table. Luna kind of
Listen, she did something weird.
looks, right? The tabby cat raises the head and looks and just lazily looks away. Little tail just flap, flap, flap. Bless you.
Bless you, Theodore.
Are you allergic?
Theodore's allergic to cats.
Canonically allergic to
I don't think you have a choice to say no now.
No, that was Theodore. Yes, we know. Thank you
Amazing.
for your blessings, though. But
Okay.
Uh,
I'm gonna go up and pet the cat.
does anybody have a cat? Did you have a cat delivered?
The cat leans in for the scritches.
No.
All
Very
right.
happy.
Yeah, I'm gonna scratch the cat. And who are you, cat?
I knew
Okay.
it.
You can talk to a
No,
cat.
go ahead.
No,
Okay.
no, as soon as you said, "Who are you, cat?" the cat turns and says, "My name is Master Scritches."
Oh.
Stupid name.
Harold Scritches, pardon me. My
Even
name is
worse.
Harold Scritches.
He leans in for the
Excellent.
scritches, and his
Yes.
name is Scritches.
So are you
Yes.
a teacher as well?
Well, yes, I am.
Lovely.
Yes.
Why are you in our bedroom?
I like to meet the new students, make sure everyone's comfortable.
In their bedrooms?
Well, this is your common area, but yes, I see what you're saying. Understand that I'm a cat.
Oh, we got that part.
yeah, I
we
think we understand.
I don't think that's the part we're having trouble understanding.
I will be laying in your beds frequently. Anyways,
Yikes!
What?
So
No,
really,
do
how
not
about
do
you
that.
don't?
Only my wolf is in my bed.
we'll see. So, it's
What
such
do
a-
you mean? We'll see.
And he like gets up and like walks over to a couch and just kind of lays down.
Okay.
Can we lock him out? Who the fuck is this guy?
I go to pick up this cat.
Okay. All right. And like he does the cat thing where he like becomes water and makes it really hard to pick him up. You know what I mean?
I'm still going for it. I'm saying, hey, I'm sorry I called your name stupid. I didn't mean to do that. Let me just hold you for a second.
Roll animal handling.
I'm not sorry.
Shit.
Nice catch.
Thank you. Well, that's I have +3 animal handling.
Wow.
Yes.
Dope.
Plus
That's
5.
Get
That's
it.
a 20.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
So initially Harold Scritches resists, but but you pet him behind the ears and pick him up, and he kind of leans.
And I'm
in.
gonna walk over to my trunk. And
Yeah.
I open up the trunk.
Right.
And it's a very fast movement, but
I
I wanted
need-
to try.
I need you to roll. I need you to roll deception. You have to roll.
Wait,
You have to roll deception.
different.
If I
And-
see what's happening, can I help Barb?
Right. Well, hang on. Roll deception versus Master Scritch's insight, and let's go from there.
I want to help Barb if I can see what's happening.
Okay. I got a 9.
15, natural 15,
You pick up on it right away.
17.
You're right there with him, and as
wanna
soon as
help
he's
him.
got you help open the lid real fast, and you just dump Master Scritches in and slam the door.
Yeah.
I love this.
All right. Do you lock it?
It only opens with my hand.
That's
so
true.
yes.
All right. Excellent. So you have thrown a cat into a box and slammed the lid.
Does it have air holes?
Poor kitty
trunk.
What are you
cat.
doing?
It's a
It's
trunk.
a trunk.
He's creepy.
But he's still an instructor.
He's a
We need to go find another
Instructor.
instructor and talk to them about the inappropriate behavior that they displayed.
Do we have HR here?
I'd like to speak with your
I'd
dean,
like to
please.
speak with an HR.
I want to peer out the hallway and see if there's anyone.
No, there's no one out there.
I'm gonna go up to the chest. Is the
Yeah.
cat making any noise or protestations or anything?
Roll perception.
Oh yeah, I'm not perceiving anything. 4.
Hearing anything.
We
I
don't
think
even
it's
know.
dead.
It's been 3 seconds.
It's dead.
But we don't.
I don't hear
this
it
is
moving around in
magic.
there.
What if there's something in there? What if there's no air?
Okay, no, I'll go back up to the chest and I'll say,
Did you open it?
no, it's not opened.
Okay.
The cat could be dead or alive.
Right.
Stop right now. Stop right now.
You did this. You did this.
Sorry, Harold Scritches. I found your behavior to be really unacceptable. I am willing to forget this if you promise us that moving forward, you will respect our personal space and privacy.
There's a lot of quiet. And then there's the tiniest meow.
I'll look at Astrid and say, get ready.
For what?
Just in case.
I pull my sword
Thank
out.
you.
Quizzically. I pull my sword out quizzically. Like,
And I'll open the trunk.
All right. You open the trunk, and Master Scritches is just sitting there. Just sitting there with his little tail wrapped around him, looking cross. But puts a paw up, climbs out of the chest, walks past you, tail up, jumps up onto the table, and sits down. I understand that this may be a difficult time for you students, but you have to understand that it is not normal behavior to throw your instructors into a trunk. We all understand that, right?
that's where I'm from. That's commonplace.
You come from a very strange land.
I'm from the Commonwealth of Vale.
Oh, yes, I hear about their trunks.
I think that's where I'm from. No, I'm from Northern Commonwealth.
All right, excellent. Look, just come with me. We're doing the tour. Let's go.
Okay. I look
What are you
forward
the
to it.
teacher of?
What am I the teacher of? Well, I don't really instruct. It's interesting you ask that. And
That's evident.
he goes into a long story about how he was found and they couldn't capture him, so they had to get this young girl that he was friends with because he lived on the streets to basically talk him into, like, he wouldn't go to the temple without her, and because he was born of two demigods, they just threw him right into the union. They just threw him right into the final test because that's what happens if you're an illegal demigod, and he survived. So because they didn't expect him to survive, and now he just basically lives at the temple.
And you're the demigod of
What?
tours?
I am
The demigod of invasion.
the demigod of mischief.
Oh, okay.
That makes
That's
sense.
fitting.
Real
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I have a lot of questions about this story that you just told us.
Yes.
You were thrown into a battle.
Well, it's kind of a series of rooms in this tall tower, each of one which would test me.
In which they didn't expect you to live.
No, they gave me no instruction whatsoever. They just threw me in.
And they did this because they considered you, quote unquote, illegal.
Yes, correct.
And you're a cat.
Yes, and I am a cat.
And you made it through perilous trials on your 4 little beaned paws.
Yes, I did.
What the hell?
She has little bean paws.
I'm going to try to clock all of my other dorm mates here
Yeah.
and try to be like,
Can Janice give us some?
I'm gonna quickly shoot my tendrils.
oh God.
Give us some tendrils, baby.
What was
Are-
that look
what are you
for?
doing?
I'm really
Anyway.
bad at charades.
Yeah, me too.
Are we in the headspace?
Yeah.
If we may.
Yeah.
We're in our mind
We're in the
castle.
headspace.
I'm just saying
This is so really weird.
this cat's fucked up, but also the people running this game are also fucked up for what they did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Janice, for what you saw in my head, I would appreciate it if you not only didn't tell anyone, but also considered where I'm coming from and my intentions.
Well, the rest of you all know as well. You could all hear
Yeah,
each other's
we
secrets.
also know.
Okay, didn't know that.
Oh yeah, wait, what?
We're all in the same, right? We're all.
Yeah,
We're
it's like a
Yeah.
mind hive.
Yeah, it's like a
It is
hive.
it is an actual headspace, mind
Yeah.
hive.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
No judgment on anything I saw.
Sorry.
Just maybe we can talk about how you guys feel about my
Sure.
plan later.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Janice has to make out with Malvorn first, and then we can leave.
Yikes already.
Not
That's gotta
I'm
happen.
not gonna make out with
Checklist.
him.
Fight the resistance, make out with Malvor, and we're good.
Astrid was just clocking all that weird flirting that was happening
Totally.
during the battle sequence.
Yep. Flirting with
Yeah.
fashion.
Yeah.
I was kind of interested in slugs, but then they spat out a spider from their own mouth.
Well, you're not into spiders.
No, I'm not in this. I would have been into slugs, and
Really?
yet
Okay,
there's.
really? You're into
well,
slugs.
listen.
Okay.
But there was a weird naming convention there. Anyway, I turn back to the cat and say, "Cool.
Excellent.
Are we just standing with our eyes glazed over?
Right. Just, for 10 minutes down a hallway. Cat's just like talking to himself. Anyways, this is the East Room.
Jeepers.
So pushes open a door, and there is a laboratory in front of you. And Ballora is in there.
I was about to ask if the
She's
potion
in
lady?
there. Yeah, and she is got her.
Oh,
Her-
not a laboratory.
No.
Not the lab.
This is the
No.
bathroom, and Valora
There's
is
the bathroom.
taking a dump, and we're like,
And Astrid's like,
going?
oh, I wrote you down.
I wrote her down the Demigod toilets.
And Ballora is excited to see you all. Oh, hey, come in. And she's got all these racks around her and things bubbling and boiling and going. She's like, I'm just in the final stages, so sorry, give me 1 second. And she pours 5 of these potions out, and she lines them up all in front of you. Do you want one?
No.
Can they have one? And Master Scritch is just kind of, sure. Doesn't really care.
No, what is it?
What did you just make?
Oh, well, okay. This one, and she points to a clear orange liquid that smells like wet grass and tastes like soil.
It's a Sunny D.
Sunny D. This is Sunny D.
This is a potion of climbing. This one will make you really strong, and it's a cloudy navy liquid that smells like foul breath and tastes like rotting meat. This one will let you breathe water, and it's a thick green sludge that smells and tastes like seawater. This one, if you get hurt, it'll heal you. It'll actually heal your wounds. It's a bright red liquid that smells like cake batter and tastes like stewed strawberries.
Batter, I like that.
Everyone wants that one.
Well, hello.
Then this one's interesting. I've been playing with this one. It's a deep amber liquid that tastes like warm cider and smells like a campfire. And if you drink it, you'll be warm.
I call climbing.
I could make that warm one myself, honestly. That's just called tea, my dude.
It's called brandy.
You're right.
So you want the potion?
Astra tries to call climbing.
Yeah, and she happily hands it
I'm
to
sorry. What's the catch? Why are you just giving away these random potions to us?
She's a classmate.
And she looks a little hurt, and she's like, well, I make them, and I can't use all of them. I just thought you might want
Have you
one."
tried using all of them?
At the same time.
You're not. No. Never drink. Never, ever drink more than 2 potions at once. Ever.
Okay.
Ever.
So you can drink 2, but not more than 2.
Not more than 2.
Okay.
And even that's sketchy.
Sure.
Yeah, but I didn't mean, like, and she kind of, like, I know that people here are jerks, but I'm not really great at making friends, and I just thought maybe you would all like a potion.
This is very kind of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely can be friends.
Awesome. I would like that.
I
Which one do you want?
I grabbed the healing potion. Sorry. Everyone.
Yeah. Shing. Done.
The strength one sounds cool.
Yeah, that sounds good for you. You were really good in that fight. And she
thanks.
grabs it and hands it to you. So you've got 2 then. You've got water breathing or warmth.
I guess I'll take the water breathing one.
Yeah. And it's gross. Like, it looks gross. It is green sludge. But, yep, there it is.
Bang.
Theodore got the
Yep.
one that smells like rotting meat.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
So you're not friends with any of your roommates?
Well, I mean, I think so, but I don't know if they like me. And I don't know if they like what I can do. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. I don't really judge people well, and I read them wrong, and then I think things that they say in my head, but they're not really saying those things, but I think they're saying those things, and so it can be confusing.
well, you're with Wendell. He's very nice.
Oh, Wendell's great. Wendell's really great, actually. I like Wendell a lot, but Wendell spends a lot of time with his otters. And
That's fair.
yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic guy move,
Yeah,
right?
so it's kind of hard to talk
Well-
with him.
If you want to be friends with him, maybe you should spend time with his otters.
That's a great idea. You know what? I'll make them a potion. And she just is now gone back into things, just pouring things and making things
I'm a
bubble.
Cupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Thanks. Good to see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. And you guys are taking through the greenhouse, and it's spectacular. In the center of it is a towering black birch, and its branches reach out to the very top of the brass-lined glass panels over it. There are benches and cobblestone walkways that wrap around a gently swirling pool lined with aqua and sapphire tiles that rises up into a glass column in the center. It's kind of like around the tree. So you can like see the tree trunk through water as this glass column is around it. And there's all sorts of vines and flowers and plants and just everything you could imagine. And it's just perfect. And as you walk into different zones, like it gets a little drier and then it gets a little bit more temperate and then it gets very heavy and wet. But it's like there's no rooms in between them. The areas are just different atmospheres.
Is there like a snowy area?
No snowy area. Oh. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. There is almost like a desert area.
That's the opposite of what I wanted. Quite literally the opposite.
May I offer
snow?
you
There's
the
desert.
opposite?
Do you have
any ice? Well, I've got Red Hots.
if there's like a suggestion box, she's gonna drop that in. You should put a snowy mountain.
Add the snowy mountain. All right. And then there's also a wrought iron staircase around the back that goes to these upper levels to kind of get viewpoints, to the rest of the area. And that actually lets you look over the rest of the house.
So, Professor Scritches, do the teachers also live here in the premises?
So you turn, and Scritches is like up against a tree, sharpening his claws, right?
I really should bring my cat.
Oh, yeah. Yes. We all live upon the premises for our time here. And
where are those?
Oh, and he walks you up one of these spiral staircases and gestures out, and you can see behind this house there are a series of other buildings. And he's like, this is, catering, and this is,
catering.
the armory, and this is,
Go to for
Are they
catering.
labeled catering? Armory.
We have a partnership with Subway. We do free sandwiches and
We
some
have a
chips.
Chick-fil-A in the common area.
Yeah, don't do
here's your
Sundays
meal
for some
card,
reason.
here's your meal card.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that pretty much ends the tour. And then he walks you to, he's like, are you ready to eat?
He's gonna get us a tour.
Yeah, really great tour.
Yeah, he's giving us
Scritches.
a tour.
Really, really great.
Master Scritches is kind of like half-assing everything. That's
Is he
kind of
Harold, Professor, or Master?
Sorry, Harold.
What is his
Harold
name?
Scritches.
Saint Scritches.
It's
Saint Scritches.
Master Professor Harold Scritches.
Yes. Harold Scritches is like a typical cat. Like it's like,
I would like to think
meh.
his name is Harold.
Right. I mean, at some point, like when you guys were walking around looking at things, he just took a nap. It's a cat,
Did we hear like sand in the desert area, and it was him peeing in the desert area?
No.
I'm all set. Are you ready to eat?
Canon. Yeah.
All right. Come with me. And Master Scritches walks. Sorry, damn it. Harold Scritches
Harold, Master Professor.
walks you down the middle of the building until you get to the dining hall. It is a long room with a ceiling like a flipped ship's hull, like an upside down hull. And it surrounds a single long table of heavy oak. An emerald runner edged with silver carries the length of the table. An opaque globe hangs above the room like a glowing pearl, radiating with the light and heat of the sun, which right now is kind of towards dusk. As you enter, the globe dims until it shines like a full moon, bathing the dining area in a gentle pale light, which means I have to switch again.
That is one of the hot moon.
Oh my God, this moonlight is.
All right, now.
So it looks like a giant moon in the middle of the room.
Yeah, so just hanging above you is like this giant half moon.
I like it.
Lovely.
Now, at this table, which is very, very long, is the following. Zendar, Kree, Susumo, Slugs, Demrin, Zali, Malvor, Varrock, Open Seat, Open Seat, Open Seat, Open Seat, Wendell, Kailu, Ballora, Tula. So
We should go to the open.
The open seats.
I don't even know.
there are 4 open seats, and these are the people you have to choose to sit next to. Malvor, Varrock, Wendell, and Kailu.
I'll go to Wendell's.
It's like a fight
Safe.
to get the Wendell
Safety,
seat.
safety.
But there are open seats like next to each other, right?
So it's like a block of
We're
4
like a-
seats, right?
Yeah.
And then next to those seats on the edges would be the people you'd be sitting next to.
Yeah. So I'd sit next to Ashford, who sit next to Wendell.
Okay, well, only one of you can sit next to Wendell.
Well, no, if
So who's
So-
next? Who's on the other
it'll be
side?
Right.
Wendell,
You're Wendell.
Astrid.
Yeah.
if
So
you're Wendell,
Barb.
Right.
and then it's me, and then it's
So it would be Wendell sitting next to whoever's in this open seat, right?
Are we sitting across from them?
No. Okay, so hang on. So imagine it's a long table. Okay, so there are 4 seats open.
Mm-hmm.
Wendell's here.
This is the
okay.
worst math problem.
Malvor's here, and there are
Uh-huh.
2 seats in the middle of them.
Yeah.
Varrock is here. Kylo is here, and there's 2
okay.
seats in the middle of them.
So I can't be sandwiched by my friends.
Oh,
Nope.
we're
You all will be sitting
separated.
next to each other and across from each other, but you'll also be sitting next to someone else.
What's Caillou's powers again?
That was the Vine Dude. Vine Dude. Does thing with the vine.
do it for the vine.
Stupid.
They ain't gonna do it.
Hashtag do it for the vine.
So
They-
it's
they ain't
it's
gonna
it's,
do
it's,
it.
it's Vine Boy. Is
Yep.
Shadow Man in there?
No, Shadow Man is at the far end.
Is Jerk Boy there?
Jerk
Yeah.
Boy is
Jerk Boy is
definitely
there.
there.
Janice,
Malfoy is
you
one
take-
of them.
Janice, you take
Janice
Jerk
is taking
Boy.
Jerk
Yeah,
Boy.
Janice.
Why do I have to
I'm
take
all
taking
just kind
Wendell.
of pushed Janice towards that spot.
Me and Wendell are
So
friends
it's
already.
Otter, Vine Man,
Yep.
Jerk Boy. Who's the fourth one?
Waterfalls.
who failed his.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who failed us? Who still
Higgins,
fills it down?
baby.
Oh, dude. Hey,
do you wanna
Theodore. This really is a compliment. You seem like the nicest out of all of us. Why don't you sit next to the big one, and I'll sit next for the Vine, the famous Vine star.
Yeah, of course. That's fine.
Right.
Not that I'm trying to do any social engineering or anything like that. I feel like my character has dramatically changed within the last hour and a half.
They're an anarchist.
You all take your seats.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Yes. We've solved your puzzle already.
You've solved my
right. You've
cafeteria
solved the
puzzle.
puzzle of sitting down.
Tough one that you threw at us, but nice try.
We sit in our seats. We blow up.
All right. All right.
It was almost as hard as picking a damn color.
As you pass Wendell thinks you're going to sit next to him for a second, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you're so elegant. I just wanted to say I thought you're really elegant."
I say, that's nice, thank you.
Oh,
And I start walking past.
Yeah.
You are a queen.
Oh, and he's so
Most
sad.
popular girl
my
in school,
God.
Janice DeCasio.
Oh, so sad. Okay, who is sitting next to Wendell?
Me, sorry to
Excellent.
disappoint.
Oh no! As soon as Wendell turns, Wendell's like, "Oh!" and he
Hi.
reaches down and he pets your
Yeah,
wolf.
they're
and he's, Hi.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well. You did very good today.
Thank you. How's your day been?
Weird.
Really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, but I like it. I like it here.
You do.
I like the people, and I like to feel. I feel like I'm with like people I know, and or could know, or are like me, and I haven't really felt like that before.
Did you not have friends or group or family where you came?
Kind of, but I always felt different and weird, and I would talk to my otters, and they would think that was weird, and everyone here thinks it's kind of well. And he looks over at Malvor. He looks over at Malvor, and he's like, "Well, most of the people think it's cool," and I just think it's, I don't know. I think I'm supposed to be here.
Really?
Yeah, of course we're demigods.
But we're also people.
Yeah, but
We were taken away. Were you not taken from something you loved?
well, I miss my mom, but I'll see her again, and I'll be a demigod, and then I can make her life really great and bring her whatever she needs, and she'll never be sad again.
Well, now I have to protect him with my life.
Aw.
Astrid says, "Yeah,
Yeah, and he leans down and starts petting Luna
I'll pet
again.
Flip."
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah,
Petting her own
yeah. And
animal.
Flip just kind of bursts out and is like, on the back,
Flip.
doing little otter things. Yeah, totally.
We're the people with the animals, so we
Right.
gotta stick together.
There's like 5 animals over by you now. Yeah. All right.
Scritches, Luna, the 2 otters.
Yeah,
Me and Wendell are gonna start a zoo.
that's perfect. That's
gosh,
perfect.
yes.
We bought a zoo.
Who sat next to Kylo?
Barb.
Me.
Right. Okay. So now, Kylo is rather handsome, kind of self-assured, kind of leans back, can't sit in a chair. You know that kind of a guy. You know what I mean? Like like one leg's out and like one arm's over the back, and like really can't quite sit in a chair. You know.
That's just what I was doing 10 minutes ago, and I feel attacked. I feel heavily attacked.
He needs a donut thing so he doesn't get.
So Bones, huh?
I should have taken a drink of water.
Yeah, this big one.
Yeah.
And I guess my own vines.
Yeah. And then vines just kind of wrap up around him and sink back down.
Okay.
Hang on a sec. And they start serving tea. And as soon as they start serving tea, he just kind of waves it off and shakes his head. And he puts 2 fingers into a water bowl in the center, and vines and leaves form and little flowers wrap around until there's these perfect leaves. And they form up, and then they desiccate. And he lays out his hand, and they simply crumble into his hand. And he takes a little tea sifter, puts them in, closes it, puts it into a cup of water, and hands it to you. Mine's better.
All right. I can't really make a tea out of bones.
Like
I
a
haven't
broth.
tried. That's true.
Yeah.
You know what I could do is I could get a bone and like use it to crush the leaves. You know that tool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
More pestle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that. I believe that would be an excellent use of your
It's
powers.
not much of a stretch of the imagination, but thank you for believing me anyway.
Absolutely. Do you drink the tea?
No.
No, really? You don't
No.
drink the tea at all?
No.
It's like, he makes himself
How rude.
a cup as well, and just kind of has like, well, suit yourself kind of look, and happily drinks his tea.
I mean, there was tea given to me, right?
There's plenty of tea being served, yeah. But he was like, don't drink that tea. It's no good.
Mm-mm.
I will take you up on that tea, actually.
Excellent.
And I drink it, and I tell who's to my left.
To your left, wait, let me find you on the map. To your left is
Is it
wait,
Vine Man?
wait. You sat next to
Vine Man.
right. So to your left is going to be whoever's sitting next to Varrock, which is
Theodore.
Yes,
Theodore.
Theodore.
I whisper over to you. Don't drink the tea.
Don't drink the tea.
Don't drink the tea they gave us.
Okay.
There's another person here who is with our cause. Don't drink the tea. Okay.
The tea he made, by the way, is spectacular.
I'm drinking some baller tea, but don't drink the one that was given to you. You can have.
Don't drink the tea as he's drinking tea.
Okay, I trust you.
If you want tea, you can have some of this. It's really good.
Okay. It's tea.
That it is. And I turn away.
All right. Janice,
Yeah.
you're
So
seated next to Malvor.
We forced you to sit next to him.
Yep.
I
Everyone's
say-
now
This was a
watching.
group effort.
Yeah.
somehow we always get seated next
Me
to
and
each
Wendell,
other.
me and Wendell
Well.
eating popcorn.
I always do like to sit next to the pretty things.
Wow.
He's the worst.
So, what do you think about all of this?
This?
Yeah, this whole thing, our whole situation, being here, the
This is
teachers.
one more situation where I have been put in to succeed.
I still don't understand. What does this mean? Like, what? Is
I
this
have
really
been-
a competition? I don't.
Everything is a competition. Life is a competition.
Well, I saw your test, and it looks like you need a little help.
Well, everyone needs to learn once in a while. I don't have all the answers. I simply will.
Excellent.
So have you? I reach
Yeah.
across. So have you ever lost?
What do you mean?
You
Short
know-
run, long run?
Any run.
Do I look like someone who loses?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have
think- 'cause
lost.
I'm next to you, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I lean and say that.
Look, everyone loses sometimes, but it matters if you win in the end.
And what's the end goal for you?
This, being the best student, being the best demigod, having the biggest church.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Having those worshippers taking over a country, perhaps.
So you have goals.
We all have goals.
Yeah.
I have ambition.
Did you realize that like 7 of your sentences start with "we all"?
I do try to include the lesser people.
Wow.
Wow. And scene.
So that's good. Well, when he says that, Astra says, so that makes sense that you include yourself.
Well, I see what you've done there. Clever. Clever. I like you.
I don't like you.
I know. It makes me like you even more.
Go. I fucking hate you. Luna growls at him.
Yes, big time growl. Thus the head comes up.
Yeah.
Getting lots of scritches from Wendell, but it's still
Yeah.
just enough time to growl.
I put my hand on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I say, Malvorn, these are my friends.
Yes.
So please be nice.
They seem fine.
Astrid does this to Janice and then points at Malvorn. Like, points at her forehead and then points at Malvorn.
So, yeah, would I be able to do that ability with someone who is not, like, receptive
You
to
don't
doing
know.
it?
You'd have to try.
Dinner's the perfect time.
yeah, that's exactly when you want to pull this shit.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep that.
I want to know his
Okay,
insecurities.
I'm just gonna
You're
keep
gonna
that in my
consider it.
pocket and think
We have
about
to
it.
figure
All
out
right.
his insecurities so we can just poke at them.
Yeah, we got one more. So let's go to Varrock. Yeah,
He's big.
he's so big.
So big.
Yep, and he's like trying to cut his steak, but he's trying to keep his arms in because it's not quite enough room for him at the table. So he's trying to like not like he like almost knocks down a glass. He puts it back and he just
This is not accessible.
and he's like just looks stressed.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm nervous.
Oh, why are you nervous?
Well, is this your first time here?
Well, yes, this is all of our first times here.
Yes. Where did you come from? Far, right?
Very far. And he describes these mountain deserts that are far off to the east, north and east, and how he basically grew up in a tribe that would get very little water. The only water would be the water that would come to the mountains and crash against them and rain down. And they have all these giant cisterns and ways of capturing water and keeping it, and that he never even saw a waterfall until his powers first came about. And he was describing, they've only come out from him once. He's never been able to control them since. Mainly he's just a large fighter, basically. But that, and he kind of like lets his guard down a bit, and he's like, I'm concerned myself. I don't know if I have the ability to do what you all do.
We all do different things, and you were brought here because somebody really high up knows that you can do amazing things. Just because you might not have been able to do it today doesn't mean you won't be able to do it tomorrow.
And he looks down at you, and he nods. I thank you. Your words give me strength.
I don't think you need strength.
And he smiles at that. I need more than I let on. And he returns to his food. He seems to be done talking. Yeah. No, you guys have just eaten dinner.
Yeah.
And had pleasant conversation.
Oh,
with
in the game.
your yes.
We're
with
playing D&D now.
Yeah. With the various other students. Well, semi-pleasant conversation with the various other students. Some of them are getting up and returning to their rooms. Is there anything else you wanted to do? Steal a pork chop? I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, tell me about this food. Tell me about this dinner.
Oh, okay. So so basically, in the center of the table, there are a bunch of those, standard, silver. You lift it up and there's food under it, right? You know what I mean? I was like a little plate, shing, that kind of thing.
Makes that noise.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people think a duel is about to happen.
Edit that in, please. Please edit that
Yeah.
noise in.
And it's stacked with plates. So there's like a top and there's like 10 plates under it. So you pick one top up and the food that you were thinking about is there. Then you take that plate and put it in front of you and put the thing down. And then the next person thinks about what food they want and lifts it up, and the food they
This
want
is like
is right
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Or like Star
Bullshit.
Trek.
there. Look, they tried to explain to you. This is an entire place built with God magic.
Yeah.
Okay, it can do and create anything you want a lot of the time.
It's weird. I didn't see a cuisine in the class option. So it's just, I feel like I do need lessons to learn all of this.
That's fair. No, just think about what food you want, and the food appears.
Spaghetti.
Yep. That's the second use of
That's
spaghetti.
what I was gonna say.
I was gonna go spaghetti because I said that was my favorite food. Apparently.
Okay, so the two of you
We just-
lean in, touch your things, and both pull off, and there's 2 plates of identical spaghetti at the same time.
Do you want a Lady and the Tramp?
I was going to say one of us needs to go home and change.
It's kind of awkwardly take your spaghetti
Wait,
back.
yeah.
Spaghetti is canonically my favorite food.
I do think I genuinely stole that because I was like, why am I thinking spaghetti right now? So
Yeah.
Barb is
Yes.
going to put their plate back in and close it.
It works.
And then
You guys are
open it
seated
again.
next to each other, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could do the.
Yeah. So you put your plate back,
Uh-huh.
and you put the thing over it,
Uh-huh.
and what do you think of now?
Macaronata. It's a Greek dish.
Yeah.
Buttered noodles with feta cheese and cinnamon.
Excellent. You
What the?
open it up, and it's right there. It looks fantastic.
What's that name of the dish again?
Baklava.
You know?
Baklava. Baklavanada.
Baklavada. Baklavada, right?
No, start with the M, not a B.
Oh,
Anyway.
Moodles.
It's my Betty. My Getty.
Thanks for taking my culture and just tossing around like a joke around.
Sorry.
Are you Greek?
I am Greek.
Oh, I didn't know.
Nikolakis Frambakis.
Ah, that makes sense.
Hi, Mom.
Learn
She's so proud of you right
now.
now.
Right?
You every day.
So your food comes back exactly how you want it.
Great. I'm done with this scene. if anyone else wants to have fun
Does
in
anyone
this
else
kitchen.
want food?
Should we bring food back to your wolf?
That's a good. Oh.
Yes.
right? Like,
yes,
he's probably
absolutely.
starving.
Yes. What was she like? I don't know.
She. Sorry.
I don't know.
A steak.
Yeah.
Maybe like a
Oh
rabbit?
yeah. I'll do like a what'd you say?
A rabbit? Though I would have an ethical
Wait,
conversation about
wait.
that if you want.
I just want to. If I put my hand on the thing and I think of, I don't want to feed this, but I want to see if I think of a live rabbit.
Yeah.
Does an animal? Can I conjure anything?
I
Or
would
is it
like you to
only
roll animal handling.
Or is it only food? Is it only food, or does anything come out of this?
I'll get that
Natural
one.
20.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So you
Good use of those 20.
Right, good use
like
of the 20.
start to pull off the thing, and there is a little rabbit
It's a
sitting right there,
Aw.
and
Does
the
anyone
rabbit
want a pet?
kind of noses you and like hops over to you and
Hello,
like
hello.
puts his head against your chest
Oh.
and eats some greens out of your hand, and
Oh,
there's
I'm just
rabbit
collecting
kisses.
pets.
You can't feed that to your wolf.
I'm not gonna feed her. No, she's my friend.
You're gonna feed it to your wolf?
No, I'm not. I said
Wendell
I'm
looks
not
very
going to
upset.
feed it to my wolf. I
And
use
the 2 otters come up and they
N-O-T.
look really upset.
in OT. I'm not going to feed this to my wolf.
So you is that like
I was just seeing if I could make an animal. Do you want another otter?
what?
Do you want another? Do you want another otter?
And then like Flip and Flop look very cross. Like normally they agree on nothing, but now they just like glare at you
Can
and
I
just
think of an otter baby?
cross their little. Oh yeah, you can. Yep.
Roll.
You roll animal handling.
An otter baby.
It's gonna be like cooked otter.
That's a 18.
Yeah, I mean you pop it open and lying on his back is this little otter in a bowl of water doing cute little otter things with his little baby otter hands.
I give it to Wendell. Say, here's your new baby.
And Flip-
Anybody else
Right.
want pets?
Right.
Okay, no, hold on.
Wendell takes the otter cub and
Astrid's
Flip and
playing with her
Flop-
food.
Flip and Flop, who were mad, right, are now like and like instantly like helping each other take care of this child, almost like half holding it. But they're like kind of glaring at each other because like one wants it in their pouch and the other one wants
Yeah.
it. But they kind of compromise, and the little otter baby's diving in between pouches. Wendell looks happy but also concerned because he's like been given a responsibility more than a gift, but he's on board.
Anybody else want pets? I'm really good at this, apparently, as I hold my rabbit.
Hold on. Can I see that for a second? Because this might just be completely ridiculous.
The rabbit?
No, the device that you're
Yeah,
using.
it's right in front of you.
Barb scooches over and I think of a dagger
Okay.
and open it up.
Okay, so it's like there's a smell of gun oil not gun oil.
Gun oil.
Guns don't exist. There's a smell of like the kind of oil you would use to clean a dagger. There's the smell of forged metal, but there's not an actual dagger.
Maybe it has to be something that has the ability to become food, maybe?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Be a fair assumption.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose someone out there could eat a dagger.
That's what I'm thinking. Food is kind of subjective. When you
Yes,
think
but
about it.
This particular magic food dish is not calibrated for metal eaters.
It's organic material only.
Yeah.
And so, like, when I hold this rabbit, like, it's a real rabbit.
Oh,
like,
and
it's
so
not,
happy to be held.
Yeah.
Real, like
Oh my God.
super good rabbit.
We
I
have
have a new
another
pet.
Well, it's gonna be held.
I have a
Just
new
in some
pet.
teeth.
Okay, great. So I cuddle this, and if we're leaving, I'll like, I'll think of like a steak and like a bone
Mhm.
for my wolf to take.
Oh yeah,
to her.
big old steak, big old bone. It's actually just
How
like
big is that
St.
bone?
Barb's
How big
bone.
is that
but
bone?
it's like a 1/8
femur?
version. Yeah,
And
The
now I
femur
have a
looks like a
new. I
femur.
have a new. I'm just gonna accumulate animals every time we go to dinner. I'll get a new pet.
gonna be walking back like,
Like
Snow
Snow
White,
White.
just covered in them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is everyone else ready to leave?
Yeah, sure. I got my plate and I got my rabbit.
Yeah.
As you're walking out, Zali is kind of like, getting up as well, and she walks over and she just kind of,
Do you want a rabbit?
and she's like, well, I mean, she leans in and she scritches the rabbit, boops it on its nose, and she's like, cute rabbit.
I know. It came out of the thing. Do you want a
Yeah.
pet?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, though.
Yeah. If you ever want to, if you ever want a pet, let me know.
Appreciate that. That's kind, and also I could kind of do it myself. But
Okay.
thank you.
Oh.
All right.
No, I'm just saying.
That's confident.
I'm sure there's things you can do all by yourself. That might be interesting.
I'm shook. Yeah.
I saw you were a good hunter.
Yeah. I'm the best.
Yeah. Well, I can make some pretty great bows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Now
more of a
that-
sword girl myself.
I can make some pretty great swords. And she claps her hands together, and as she opens them up, a short sword appears, and then she just kind of grabs it at the end before it drops.
What an edgelord.
And she flips
Literally.
it over. and she flips it over
I'm
so they
holding. Okay, I put
handles-
my plate down.
right. She'll take the rabbit.
Okay, take the
She'll-
rabbit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll take the sword.
Yeah, it is perfectly balanced, obviously magical in nature. It's really well designed. Now, as you hold it, you can see that she's holding the bunny and focusing to keep the sword. No, not on the bunny.
Blood starts dripping from the eyes. of the bunny.
Okay, my bunny.
I've tricked you.
you bunny killer.
No,
Demigods rush in. Don't give the bunny.
you fool!
She's the demigod of bunny killing. She lied to us all along.
These are the
Fail
weapons
in
she
the
makes to
first
kill the bunny.
So that's canon now.
So she's holding the bunny carefully, and she's got one hand clearly focusing on the sword to keep it real. Because you saw last time when she drops her
Yeah.
focus, it all goes away.
You can drop. You look like you're in pain.
It just takes some concentration. I'm getting better. And she drops it, and it just kind of turns into like this silvery powder that vanishes as it slides through your fingers.
There's none's left.
Yeah, it's just gone.
Oh, I was gonna
Becomes
taste it.
nothingness.
Classic.
I know.
Okay.
I don't know why. I'm smarter than that.
Right.
I should not play intelligent characters because I'm not intelligent as a person.
Okay. And she kind of like nods, and she hands your rabbit back. Anytime you want to go hunting, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Also, what
Yeah.
do you think I should name this rabbit?
She kind of leans in, and she scratches it behind the ears. And it's got like big floppy ears.
Oh, my baby.
I'm not good with names. Floppy?
Floppy it is.
Right. And like as you say that in the background, Wendell has crossed his arms, and both of his otters have crossed his arms, because you remember one of the otters is named Flop.
Yep.
And you basically
Yep, that's
just
Flip and Flop,
stole
man.
that otter's name.
It's different.
They all in unison shake their head back and forth like, no,
Don't
no.
listen to them, Floppy. You're beautiful.
All right.
Wow.
So you guys are walking back.
I
to,
grab my plate.
Yep, got your plate.
my rabbit.
Yep. And you're walking back to the room?
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Okay, excellent.
I mean, it's
Excellent.
been a long day, right?
has
Yeah,
been a
so
long
we're
day.
ready
no
for
shenanigans.
We're
It is-
tired.
Been a long day of figuring out things, of deciding you hate the things that you figured out, and then deciding that, and also having all of your memories probed and your secrets divulged, and being
Sorry.
being
Classic,
No.
classic
Sorry.
being
times.
forced
Bedtime.
being forced to basically defend yourself and your existence, even though you just found out what you are. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Were you apologizing? We're like, sorry, I had to.
Yeah, but it won't be the first time. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
As you actually say that, you're walking past a mirror, and God, I can never remember her name.
Desdemona?
Desdemona is in it, and she's like, yeah, won't be the first, you know. Should be at least 7 by next week. Oh, bye. Like as you're walking past the mirror, she's only in for that period of time, and then waves.
I take a look at the mirror, but I'm trying to make sure that no one else is paying attention. So
Sure. No one's going to question Janice looking in a mirror.
That is true.
I play it off. Like,
Even if you like wave at it too, it's just like
Oh,
that's just
yeah.
that's just Janice now. Yeah.
I did notice him talking to a mirror last
yes,
week, though.
You did.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, earlier today.
Nice save.
It hasn't been 3 weeks.
Good job.
So you guys walk through one of the main halls and take a right, and the door to your room is there. A big, huge, red painted door to East Red.
East Red.
Speaking of, did you
Name of
guys
our
actually
dorm.
decide on your name? Like you picked the flag eventually.
Oh wait, what? No.
A name?
Oh my god.
I hope
gonna
you have
be even
another
more
hour
difficult.
sectioned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like are you gonna be like the wolves or the
I have-
anacrids or?
An idea, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. What's your idea?
Well, this is like an out of character thing, because if we're all fighting ever, Luna gets advantage if she's around all of us because we're her pack, so we could be like the pack.
The pack.
The pack.
I don't know.
Pack.
We're to Luna we are her wolf pack, so we're I don't know.
I mean, we do have a wolf as our flag.
The dead wolf.
Dead wolf.
So, yeah,
Beautiful dead wolf.
With diamond eyes.
the death pack.
Yeah.
Death Pack is nice. How about like pack rats?
Pack pack bunnies. We now have Floppy. I'm collecting animals for the rest of my life.
Are we next to like a bay of any sort, like geographically,
Well,
with a bunch of trees? Is it like green?
I mean, technically,
Are we
you're-
next to a green bay? Could we be the Green Bay Packers? That's the joke.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow.
It's gonna take a while.
Yes, it did.
Wow.
Thanks for tuning in,
Wow.
everybody. The show is
The
canceled.
show is
yeah,
officially canceled.
Yeah, I'm just gonna burn it all down now.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
the worst thing
Yeah.
to
Aram
ever
rips all
happen
the
to
bays
my-
around.
Yeah.
No, there are
So
no bays around.
No, it's done. It's all
That
done.
is like the worst curse word you could say in the middle of Chicago.
Yep.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't-
I know
wouldn't know.
nothing
I don't even
about
like sports, and I
at
know
all.
that.
I
Oh
don't
my
really know
goodness.
either. It's something sporting about sports. I don't
They're
know.
the cheese people, right?
They are the cheese people.
Yeah.
I read
cheese
an article that they play Settlers of Catan. That's cute.
Oh, that is cute.
Like in between
Before
innings?
games.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
So, any ideas on what you would want to call yourselves? Do you want to call yourselves the Pack?
how about the Packety Packs?
Don't go back. Go back and be back.
God, I want to say that every single time. 10 points to Packety Packs.
That was my idea, and that's my contribution for the year. So
I like that.
The year.
We'll say the pack for now, and then we can think of any. If we want
Play
to
with a
change it
different
in the future, we can.
Sure.
We can change
Harold
All right.
Scritch's bitches.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I should have stopped at the pack. I'm telling you.
So you all get back to your room.
The Pack Sack. Sorry, we're back in the room.
Oh,
You can
my
still go.
God.
You can still be kept with names back
Right.
in the room.
That's
but
Barb
you
walking.
gotta
We
get
just
the
walk.
door.
We
the
just
conversation
continue
is
walking
just
in.
going.
The
Yeah.
prone bones.
All right, and you guys are hanging out, and on your bed is a note. Now,
Yeah, you got the tension.
Yeah, well, you know. Paid a little extra.
So do we all see Barb with this note?
yes, but unless Barb's done anything to conceal it, it looks like Barb just walked right up to his bed, their bed, and started to read the note.
Someone write you a love letter, Barb.
Does anyone know how to read?
I do,
I'm
yeah.
kidding. No, I'm kidding. I went to medical school. I just failed out of it.
Right.
Um,
Because they couldn't read.
interesting.
What's
You're not going to
interesting?
share it with us?
Could everyone please join me on my bed?
Okay.
Platonically.
Well. I give the steak to my wolf.
Luna grabs the steak and then runs over to the bed and jumps on the bed because Luna was asked to be on the bed.
Don't get any juices of steak.
No, it's
Okay,
gone.
okay.
Like, but by the time Luna gets there, that
Snatch it.
steak is gone, and now Luna has like crawled up and is like, kind of like shoving their head into Nikki's lap, into Barb's lap.
Also, I put Floppy on my bed and I say, Luna, this is your new sister. Don't eat her, okay?
Okay, Luna like gets down
Luna,
like with
do
a
not
nose.
do not eat your sister. Do not eat. She's your baby sister. Don't eat her. Do not eat.
The rabbit's
I
not
will-
a baby.
I will-
With the otter that was a baby. The rabbit is a full-grown rabbit.
She's Luna's baby sister. Luna will boop you on the nose so hard, your nose will fall off.
Crosses her
sister.
paws.
Floppy, you hang out there. I'm sorry, I have pets. Everyone.
Puts her little head down, but has like one eye open on
Oh my
Floppy.
gosh, I should have made like a puppy for her or something. I don't know.
She did the puppy too.
No.
I think so.
I swear to God, if Floppy's eaten, I'm gonna kick Luna's ass.
Let's keep an eye out.
I am not a beastmaster anymore. I am.
I was going to say.
Oh yes, I sit in your bed.
Yeah.
I don't sit. I just stand near the bed. It's weird. Why would we all sit on somebody's bed?
You kind of lean a little.
I lay like this.
Just no, it's weird.
Barb mouths for those listening without watching a video.
Thank you.
Barb mouths don't talk.
Now,
Oh, I hate
go
this.
ahead and read this aloud, even though you're obviously not reading it aloud.
Okay.
All right. Saint Barb, you are right to be concerned about the leadership of the temple. There are forces that seek to turn the students against the mortals and bring about a second God's War. Stay alert and be ready to take action. S? Is S or a 5?
That's a good question. So,
But that was not read out
Saint
loud.
No.
Barb.
that was not read aloud. No, it was not read aloud. It was simply passed around, and everyone read it and then looked up and nodded, and the next person read it and looked up and nodded, and it went around like that. And like Astrid, when you have it, Luna kind of like leans in and puts a paw on your hand to lower it so Luna can see it.
Luna,
And Luna
you
kind of does the like, yes, like, no, yes.
Luna, can you read?
Luna,
Yeah.
read it.
Luna kind of
Your dog
shrugs and
can
then goes
read?
back to sleeping.
Oh, cool paper, Luna says.
Can I see the note again?
Of course.
Yes, I want to see it after you because I want to write it down.
You all can have it too.
Just take a picture of it.
Yeah. That's true. I actually did a YouTube video where I describe coffee staining to make old letters, things like that, and
Good tech.
it has like 500,000 views. It's so frustrating. I have no idea why.
Maybe I've watched it because I have watched
it's
it.
possible. It's possible. It was just me. Yeah.
Hmm.
Who could S be?
Our favorite goblin.
Scritches.
Oh,
Scritches.
I was thinking slugs.
There's or
Slugs.
slugs or Somu was another S
Mhm.
name we've met.
Wait, I have a question.
Those are all the
Yes.
S's I know.
So this says a second God's War.
Yes.
Oh, there was a first.
Yes. So there was a recent
My
war.
person told me about that.
Yeah.
Roger.
Yeah. There, did you want to?
I guess. Well, I don't know much of what happened, but Roger hinted that we started a war. So I assume it is a
We
war.
as in us as
the
demigods?
demigods. I told him it wasn't me, but he was a douche per usual.
Like just us being born brought about a war.
I believe so. Yeah.
History and or religion.
Both of us,
of
or
And
Either of you.
it's a lucky
Sorry. Or you're right. That'd be weird. World history or religion.
oh, I'm 21
Nice.
for both.
Oh,
would be
20.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Nice.
both of you have heard, you looked into this after you were told. You had some time. So you
Yeah,
cracked
I
open a
have.
book or looked at the iPad,
My
right?
iPad. Yeah.
Right. So there was a war between the mortals. Basically, the mortals got sick of the demigods because the gods kept having demigods and were using them as pawns on this realm to kind of take control of Calgun. And they caused a lot of damage and death and, just bad, right? And the humans and the mortals were like, no, we're not going to put up with this. And there was a pushback, and they killed a bunch of demigods, burned several temples, to the point where it threatened the gods' power. And the gods were like, no, okay, so no, we're going to just take control of this. And that's when they created the Temple of Udea and this whole system in order to have a place to send young demigods so that they're tested, controlled, made to understand their powers before they run
before we
rampant
go.
across the world.
Yeah.
So is this like a generation before us, or
This was about 50 years ago. Yeah.
I guess we would learn all this if we were
If we were
taking history
taking-
class,
Right,
right?
exactly. If we took history class.
I'm taking history
You're gonna
class.
show up and be like, "Let me teach you the
Let
lesson."
me
Yeah,
teach
you're
you
gonna be really good
everything.
at that.
Right, it's gonna be a lot of fun for you to listen to this whole thing again.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
Barb then says aloud, "So I'm thinking Packer Sackers or something."
What? That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Oh. The point remains. That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Packer Sackers.
But do you think there's an issue with the Packer Sackers?
Absolutely. I think there's an issue with the Packer Sackers.
I think someone
I think,
else could.
I think my metaphors are
I
mixed.
messed up too.
The metaphors are mixed. May I see it again? May I see the name Packer Sackers again? Say it to me, please. Say it slower.
guys, just 1 second.
Oh yeah, go there.
I
We can go to our
conduct
hive
everybody-
mind.
Let's go to the
Yeah.
White Hot Room, please.
We go to our hive
The
mind.
shadowy tendrils pop out of my forehead.
Oh god.
Such an upsetting way to do it.
Oh God.
Let me put my tendrils on your
And then
head.
we're just like, we're 4 kids sitting on a bed, just like,
Right.
And Luna's like,
Right, yeah.
what the fuck?
Luna's like biting at the shadow tentacles.
That's really cute.
Barb thinks, "Wait, what's going on?
This happened earlier, remember?
We didn't talk during it though."
Oh, we totally talked.
Yeah, we
yeah,
we
we had a
did?
whole conversation.
yeah, we know all of our secrets. We connected as people, apparently.
We're all part of this hive mind, part of the pack mind now.
You're on board with Pack too, aren't you?
I like it.
The
Although we could be called the zoo house. We have so many animals
zoo?
now.
Yeah, we call ourselves the zoo.
One person
I
has
can,
a lot of
I
animals.
can make us animals at every single meal. you
I
guys.
mean, we've
Why
had.
though?
I
How
don't
many
know.
are we gonna end up having?
I was just testing the theory, and now I have a freaking rabbit. That's all I know. And I have to take care of her. And when we get back from the hive mind, she may be eaten, and then we have to deal with that. But you know, we're friends now.
Oh.
So we're all dealing with my dead rabbit.
Great.
So your note is
Yes,
a little
this is
concerning. I mean, I kind
terrifying.
of thought you were just a conspiracy theorist, but now that there's something on your bed,
Oh, I always believed them. Are you kidding me? This is some juicy tea.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I believe that we were all brought here for a specific reason, and that there is something certainly going on.
They're wrangling us for something shady as hell.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think this whole structure is radically unethical.
really?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
They took us from our homes.
I was
literally.
told
Yeah.
I was gonna be gone for 2 weeks, or maybe I thought that, but they led me to think that, and now I'm told I'm gonna be here for 4 years.
Yeah, I was told that we'd be here for quite some time, and that we need to train to be better, so that we can be the best demigods we can ever be.
We didn't ask to be demigods, though. They didn't
Oh.
even give us a choice to say no.
Oh, you can't have that choice of how you're going to be born, but now there's something in place where we know what we can do with that, and people who are willing to show us what to do.
What if I don't want to do anything with it? What if I just want to be myself and be normal and grow up, live with my parents, and just, I don't know, do nothing? They didn't give me that choice. They
I-
said they would kill my family if I didn't come.
They wait, what?
Yes, they threatened my family and my entire town if I
Now,
didn't go
hold
with them.
on.
Wow.
Yes.
That's absolutely wild.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I came. If I thought I could have taken them myself, I would have tried to fight, but
I'm so sorry.
yeah,
I didn't know.
it's fucked up, you guys.
That's terrible to hear. I'm kind of in the camp with Theodore. I think we could probably learn a lot while we're here, but I also think that there's something else happening. So, maybe we play it cool. We try to get as much information as we can.
Right, we shouldn't learn only what they want to teach us.
Ooh, I like that.
Thanks.
Yakety yak.
Is that our code word now?
If anything that's
Yakety
going,
yak.
yak,
if
guys.
something's
Yakety
going
yak.
wrong, yakety yak is our code. Our
Yeah.
code red.
Yeah.
Your safety word.
Yes.
There was a loud knock at your door.
So we hear the outside world when
Yes.
we are in the
Yes.
hive mind.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
I cut it.
Okay. You're all back.
Oh God, is the rabbit alive?
The rabbit is alive
Good.
and has pooped in their bed.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's actually.
Shit, really.
Was it?
Oh,
Is it on your
no,
bed?
it's
No,
on
no,
my
no.
bed.
Oh no, the rabbit's still on your
No.
bed. Okay.
It was on my
A
bed.
nice try.
I'll
Who's
clean
there?
I'll clean it later.
Thanks, Harvey.
The door just swings open, and Harold Vardon is there. Greetings. He's got a very large.
Oh, the Goliath.
Yes, Harold Vardon is the Goliath demigod of wealth.
Yes.
And he has a very large
Douchebag.
painting in his hands, and it's like back to you. So with the hanging wire, and he walks into your room, and he's like, "I hope you all had a wonderful dinner." And he walks up to one of the empty holes on your wall where it looks like a painting was, where there's, and he mounts one in. It fits perfectly. He adjusts a bit, stands back, very slightly adjusted again. Excellent. And it is a picture of the inside of the temple. It is the area where you guys were hanging out before, like right in the center ring of what looks like a mostly empty temple. And he gestures to it and he says, "Now this is your first portal. You will get others when you have proven that you can be trusted, frankly. Just simply place your hand against it, close your eyes, think of the place you will be there. Saves all this walking about."
Oh, got it. So, but only within the premises.
Well, yes, I mean, this one only takes you to the temple.
Oh, okay.
This painting takes you there.
Is it 2-way?
No.
So we're gonna walk back.
Yes.
Well, that's terrible.
No, I mean, gets you halfway.
Who made these portals?
Well, they were made by the builders, those who built the temple.
And they are.
I don't know them individually. Several of the gods were involved. They used a lot of mortals, which they would imbue with their divine energies, who would then build the temple.
Is there like a company name or something?
Not company. No, it's really just the gods kind of got together and just volunteered, I suppose you would say. No one made any money. Shame at that, really. Anyways, any other questions?
So we're to take classes tomorrow?
Oh, yes. Did you fill out your classes? Did you decide which ones you're taking?
Did we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
right. Yes.
Well, like out of character, we did, but like,
Yes.
when would we have done that in like?
Oh, no.
in
I mean,
the
you could have been
world?
thinking about it. And he's like, okay, well, if you haven't chosen yet, these are the... and he'd like show the paperwork, like all these other classes
Do
you
you have
can
an
pick from.
invention class or?
Apparently we don't. It was cut. Maybe a budget thing. Not really sure.
Not enough students signed up.
No, yeah, exactly. We had to,
Only the four of us.
Only everybody, right?
only you and two other lesbians.
Yikes.
It's our squad. That was our place to go. That was our place to go.
So, so select the classes you want. Classes start, breakfast starts tomorrow at 9, I believe. 9. Yes. 8? 8? Is it 8? It's
I can
tomorrow
pull up
at
the
8.
Discord.
I never bother going to the
I can
breakfast.
pull up my Discord on my
Theodore
on my
pulls out his
tablet.
No, it's
little
definitely 8.
book and shows you. Oh no, here's the schedule right here. It starts at 8,
Ah,
and the next class starts at 9.
see, yes. I never really go to the student breakfast.
Theodore,
but
wow.
enjoy.
Wow,
So
Theodore, you're
I'm going to look
ahead.
over my classes, and then I'm going to stand up and walk up to him and just like put my hand on his chest and say,
Whoa.
"And what class are you teaching?"
Oh, well,
HR.
actually,
HR.
now that you ask that, HR, I will be teaching,
Are you 16?
I believe, the divinity course. Yes, I will be teaching the divinity course.
Oh, it says here that it's all mandatory for us to go there, so I guess we'll see you all there.
You will all be there. Yes, you will enjoy this class.
Excellent.
Any other and he's like looking because he's giant. Any other questions?
Did you do this to touch his chest?
It's really like his belly button.
Hold on. Hold on.
What are you
Yep.
teaching?
Any other thing you
Graceful.
all need to know?
You mentioned a budget for the classes. Is any of that information public?
It's not really a budget as much as we don't
Okay.
have enough staff.
So we're just making up words here now.
Yeah, but look, there's a limited amount, despite the resplendent resources we have here at the temple, there's a limited amount of students and heralds at any given time. There's a limited amount of resources, let's say. So we focus on what we think you need.
Is there a demigod of accounting
Probably.
that keeps the books?
Oh, that'd be great, frankly. Well, we'll keep a lookout for them.
Yeah, they'd be
Cool.
related to you, right?
Possibly. But if they are related to me, they have a problem, because while gods can create demigods, demigods cannot. They could be my brother, though, or my sister.
Do we have any siblings here? Us.
I don't believe so. Any of you related?
I don't think so.
No.
Do you
But
know
what
your
do you-
parents?
No, I never met my dad.
No.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What was your question?
I'm sorry. You mentioned that demigods can't have children.
Correct. Well, you could have
Mm.
children, just not demigods.
Oh, so us reproducing wouldn't create another demigod.
Were you to sleep with a mortal, that child would be mortal. Were you to sleep with a demigod, that child would be a demigod. And that is most frowned upon.
Why?
No fraternizing.
Just not allowed. Too many demigods. In fact, the only one in the temple that I know of is Harold Scritches.
Oh, right.
Well, see, when you say not to do something,
Yeah.
that just
Yeah, I'm like,
You're
No.
free to have a
who
child.
can I have a baby with?
However, if you do have this child, and eventually it will be found out, and it will be known as to how it came about, those demigods do not get the luxury of training that you all have. They are simply thrown directly into the union and made to test themselves immediately, as was Harold Scritches, who made it out.
so children are a no-no, but anything else is fair game.
Like, as far as birthing what? Like a dog? Like,
I
I'm not
don't,
sure
No,
I
where you're
don't
going with
think
this.
that
Not
he's
talking
talking
about-
about birthing.
Sorry.
I think he's talking about something
It's like, what?
Sorry, what was that, Mackenzie? Could you speak a little clearly
He's
more into
talking
the
about
microphone?
something else.
I mean, look,
Yakety
A little
yak.
yakety yak.
Talking a little bit.
if you're talking about sex, you can have all the sex you wish.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, wonderful.
Yes, but there's no real restrictions. You are mostly adults here, right?
What's
Barely.
sex?
We're all teenagers.
I've been an adult for all I've known.
I'm kidding.
I'm gonna
Right
go
to
read a
medical
book.
school.
Yes, I mean,
Tio literally just walks away and goes over to the bed and starts reading.
I'm
It's a
183.
weird
I don't
combo.
know what that means.
Wait, we're teens.
Yeah, we're.
I don't know about you, but I've had plenty of sexual relationships.
I
in
hate
my
this
time.
conversation. I
Why
hate
are we
it.
talking
Brock is
about
nodding.
Luna? Cover your ears.
Luna just looks up at you and is like, so have I.
Oh my-
Are we gonna have to talk
Luna,
about?
I'm your mother. I don't need to know about that.
No one has talked to you about sex.
Even
No,
the
I don't know
bunny's
if you-
like,
My father's told me that you just go to a tree and you pray really hard, and then a baby is made. Okay.
that's actually true.
I know it's a bit.
That said,
Well,
that
to
they do
each their
still,
own.
They do still have sex, though. You know that,
don't
right?
think
Elves
my
still have
dad's
sex.
having sex.
Your father elves absolutely have sex.
You don't know anything about my life. Pardon.
Is this an appropriate conversation
It's
to have
not
with children?
at all.
It's
at
not,
all.
but I tend to day drink, so I apologize. Anyways, is there anything else you all need?
I need you to leave.
Faculty
No
here.
problem. He waves and he walks out. Door
Thank
closes
you,
behind
thank you,
him.
Vardon.
You're welcome. Close.
Janice, did you hit on a teacher?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit as an because I want to get in and make sure that they see me as someone who's non-threatening.
Are you gonna seduce information out of Vardon?
If I have to.
That's
I am the demigod of secrets, after all. I
Pretty-
look in the mirror and
Wink.
Or like you look at the camera.
looks into the camera like he's on The
Roll
Office.
credits.
right. They want us to play our role here, so I have to play my part.
Whoa.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I guess.
Hmm.
Well, anyway, I need my beauty sleep, so that's my bed.
It is getting late.
Yeah, I gotta clean the rabbit shit off my bed. It's just little pellets, so you can kind of. Oh.
It's getting late.
We turned the lights
Just taken
off.
into a void all of a sudden. Before you guys go to bed, what classes are you taking?
I'm taking hunting, obviously, because I top of my class. Am I
A little
right?
on brand there.
Yes. And then I'm going to take history because I'm kind of interested, and all the other ones sound boring.
Okay.
History seemed interesting. I was kind of looking at statecraft. Seemed kind of a necessity, really, and Arcana.
Oh, well, that's fascinating. I'm taking the same classes. I didn't realize that
Really?
you're interested in that sort of stuff. Just looking at what you are wearing. And
Whoa.
Wow.
Arcana is what I
oh.
meant.
You seem poor and dumb.
Are you a magical person, Theodore?
Well, gnomes are magical beings, so I thought that maybe with the things that can happen, that it'd be something worth learning more about.
Yeah.
I kind of know a lot about history. I've read a lot of books. Definitely know a lot about religion. It's kind of boring and redundant, so it's not something I
I know
really
we-
learned from.
We like our religion now, so I'm like,
That's
I don't
right.
Yeah, that's why I don't feel a need to take religion,
Yeah,
to be
same.
honest. Nor do I really feel a need to take history, because
So, does that mean that people are going to worship us?
That'd be weird.
Well, isn't that what happens to demigods? They have temples and stuff.
Gods, but
We're
I'm-
not special enough.
just me. I mean, men worship me, but
Oh, Janice, you're
Yikes.
spicy today.
I can't imagine having like a temple or.
Me either. I mean, my dad's like me a lot. They have a lot of pictures of me on a wall, but I don't know if that counts as a temple.
yeah, I had a room and like a house.
That's how most people exist.
I just thought we were sharing information about each other.
I like learning more about you.
Thanks. I'm gonna take hunting
Really?
and
Really?
statecraft.
Are you a hunter?
No, but I don't care about religion or history
That's fun.
or arcana. I could never really get behind magic, mostly just because it didn't really come to me. I think it's a little unfair, but I'm not too bitter.
Clearly. Yakety yak, you know.
Yakety yak. So it's bedtime then, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna go clean the rabbit shit off my bed.
Yeah. It comes in pellets. So
Yeah,
not
so
that
it's easy
bad.
to kind of
Yeah.
suck off.
Right. And like as Luna comes up to get in, is Luna allowed in the bed?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We're snuggling.
So as Luna gets up to get in the bed, Luna like looks at you, looks at the pellets, looks at the rabbit, looks back at you, and gives you the. Can I eat it yet?
Luna, you cannot eat floppy.
Pellets?
Luna makes three.
You can eat the pellets, I don't care. But your
Luna-
breath will smell bad. No licking of the face if you eat the poop.
Luna makes 3 rotations at the end of your bed, and then sits down, paws, and head.
It's a summoning
Out
circle.
cold. Where's the bunny sleeping?
In the bed.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay. So the bunny.
I don't
is,
have a cage for this rabbit.
The bunny is also sleeping in the
Or
bed.
like, I don't know. Do we have like bedside
You have the
tables?
chest.
You can put it in the chat.
There's no air holes in there.
I mean, there is like a little end table.
Yeah, is it like an end table with like a little opening, like the table and then like an opening?
Sure.
Can I get my cloak and make a little bed for the bunny and
Sure.
put it in there?
Yes,
I don't know.
absolutely. Yeah.
Make a little
kinda
a little bed
pull it
for
out,
her.
make a little bed, put the bunny in. Sure. Absolutely.
Yep, that's where everyone's sleeping.
All right. So there's a bunny by the side of the bed. There's a wolf in the bed.
Yes.
And there's you.
There's me.
All right. Excellent. Everyone else needs sleeping arrangements? Or are you okay?
There's a bed.
Barb?
We're good.
No, there's nothing.
Where's the bone? Does Barb sleep with the bone, or does the bone go in the
Oh my gosh,
in
it's like
the
a body
closet?
pillow and
Right.
you wrap your body around.
You got the little nook for your head. It's all
Yeah, I
perfect.
think there's some. My third femur and I are like puzzle pieces,
Right. Excellent. That's adorable.
and it fits very well.
So as the camera pans over, there's like a bunch of animals in her bed. You with the bone. I imagine Janice is like on his back. The covers are right here. Everything else is flat and perfect. Hair's like got like a hair thing.
Wrapped up.
Yeah. Just
I've
model
got, I've got,
Right,
no, I've
yeah.
got like a
Beautiful.
like an eye.
I'm at-
Oh,
Yeah.
you definitely got an eye thing going on. Yes.
do.
Yes. The hands are out, separated, and the nails have some sort of
Moisturize before bed.
Absolutely.
Oh,
It's like an
wow.
8 hour. It's like a 3 hour process. He's used you the second you walked in at the start.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know because I needed the time to
Right.
get ready for bed.
Yep. Absolutely. And you're just a disaster sleeper. You're just a complete like you keep shifting and rolling, and pillows
this
are
bed
all
is
bunched
way
up.
too soft.
Yeah.
I'll probably
Yeah.
end up on the floor or something with a pillow.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
perfect.
Just a pile and then a pillow. Perfect.
30 minutes into us sleeping.
Yes. Perfect. Yep.
Thank you for that Foley work.
You're
Um,
welcome.
Is anybody awake?
Is anybody awake 30 minutes in?
No. No.
What did you
No.
roll?
Well, I rolled a 2.
Astrid says no from her bed.
No.
I rolled a 2, so I was like, now she's asleep.
All right, well, I'll roll. I'm still awake. I rolled a 17.
It's your choice if you want to say anything.
Barb, what do you want?
I was just curious if anybody else is awake.
Well, I want to make sure I have 8 hours of sleep, so...
So
How can you sleep here?
Theodore,
Hey.
is that you?
Yes,
Are you awake too?
I am awake. This is
Rom, do the
very
mics pick this up well?
They do. Thank God you guys are close, but yes, they
Okay,
do.
cool.
Just eat it.
I just want to get like a clear yes or no. Do you guys want to stay here?
Do you mean, like, stay in the temple?
Yes, I guess.
Well, yeah. There's still a lot to learn.
Okay.
Is this the right time to have this conversation?
I don't know why Astrid has a deviated septum. My God.
Sleeping like a queen.
Like my feet are like up on my wolf. Sorry, that was not near the microphone at all.
I want to stay, but I get where you're coming from. I think we need to just find out more information before we start rebelling.
Okay.
They have a machine that can literally give life. Taking that even into consideration, how do you think we'd even be able to leave until we're done with what they want from us?
Leave that part up to me.
All right. Good night.
Night, Janice.
That was a fake snore. I'm still awake.
All right.
I'll go on doing sleep talking.
Okay.
Are you all actually settling in for a night's sleep now?
Yes.
Yeah.
No one can ever tell with Barb.
That's right. That's right. No fair.
Barb hangs from the ceiling, eyes open. They're dead asleep.